down right now. Hey, he up right now, but now a contract. Go that. He gonna go fight. Go that.
Come Saturday night, I'm coming in here to beat his. He gonna come, he gonna be tough, strong, but I'm coming to whoop his. I stand by that. I stand by that. I'm him up.
You gotta think, right? It's okay.
Bro, this dude is a clown.
Focus on me.
You better have that chin ready, baby. You better have it ready.
Real clown.
I already figured you out.
You not senior. You're
I only
not
seen
in the
10
ring.
seconds of your fight. You're boring as hell.
Come on, bro. Stop it, bro.
You're boring, man. You almost got knocked out. Even your daughter said you got knocked out.
Knocked out. T.O. got hurt his last fight.
Man, if it wasn't for those rules.
Did T.O. get hurt his last fight?
My son don't be throwing punches, man.
Terence Crawford stepped in during the Stevenson press conference, and the mood instantly changed. What was supposed to be a promotional event quickly felt like unfinished business. When Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez dropped the polite talk and openly discussed taking each other down, the atmosphere shifted from planned hype to serious intensity. You could sense it in how they spoke, the interruptions, and the way confidence overtook careful reasoning in the moment.
Some guys, I seen a lot of weaknesses in his game too, and something that he said earlier, he said, T.O. never lost to a southpaw. Well, I never lost to an orthodox. So, it ain't no different, but
the difference is you never fought no elite fighter.
Okay, I don't think y'all did either.
Oh, so you gotta show it, baby.
I don't think y'all did either. I ain't see.
Not on my son.
I ain't see Lomachenko throw no punches.
You never been on a big stage like this.
I didn't see Lomachenko throw punches for 6 rounds.
You never been on a big stage like this.
I didn't see Lomachenko throw punches.
Because we froze him.
Okay, you gonna see.
We gonna freeze you too.
You better not.
What caught attention right away was how Speaker One described the chaos as unavoidable. This wasn't just random shouting. Months of built-up tension finally boiled over, with Shakur openly questioning Teofimo's credibility. Teofimo fired back, calling him boring and weak, and neither fighter was willing to back down as the room teetered on the edge of turning physical.
You know, we broke the code with Loma that nobody had ever done. You know, we didn't let him get comfortable in there. You saw that, you know, within like 8 rounds, he didn't know what to do. I did the same thing with Josh Taylor, and we're gonna do the same thing with Shakur.
Real hard. Man, what do you say to that, bro? Like, do you hear him, bro? I just can't wait to beat him and shut him up, bro. T.O. not on this level. T.O. is a high-level fighter, but he's not on my level. I'm an elite-level fighter.
From that point, the situation erupted into constant verbal chaos. The moment Terence Crawford's name and presence came up, the tension spiked even more, because legends don't step in unless something serious is going on. That the argument kept escalating, even with respected champions around, showed just how little either fighter cared about appearances at that moment.
Come fight night against Teofimo Lopez than I was against Zepeda. 1,000 times better. Faster, sharper, stronger, mentally more on point, and I can't wait.
You said a couple of times now you see some holes in Teofimo's game. I know you don't want to give away your game plan at the kickoff press conference, but where are the weaknesses? Where are some of the weaknesses in his game?
A lot of the weaknesses is in his mental. I think it's more mental than anything again.
Speaker One highlighted how Teofimo Sr. intensified the situation by bringing up Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, presenting those victories as game-changing moments. Shakur immediately brushed them off, not to disrespect those fighters, but to make it clear that Teofimo had never faced someone with his level of control, discipline, and tactical skill.
Special. I think when this fight was talked about, I think both Shakur and Teofimo Lopez need a huge amount of credit for making this fight. Both of the guys are the respective kings of their division. Teofimo Lopez, the #1 guy at 140, Shakur, the #1 guy at 135. And when I heard about this fight, I didn't expect it to happen. And, you know, the work that His Excellency's done, Ring Magazine, to make this fight quite sensational. But the icing on the cake is to see the fight at Madison Square Garden. This is, for me, the absolute...
As the shouting went on, the press conference stopped feeling like normal talk and started feeling like round 13, with Shakur going after Teofimo's mindset. Teofimo mocked Shakur's style, and both kept talking past each other, a clear sign that neither was trying to win over the audience, only the man sitting across from them.
First step
of crazy map of boxing next year at the beginning of 27. This is not an easy fight.
Speaker One pointed out that promoters like Eddie Hearn tried to bring the focus back to legacy, which shows just how close things were to boiling over. When promoters lose control of the conversation, it usually means the fighters have stepped into truly personal territory.
I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like because it's going to be just a skill match. I don't think he's going to try to rough Shakur off, and it's probably.
And right after the press conference boiled over with raw emotion and pride on full display, Teofimo Sr. jumped on the mic.
The call-in from Turkey landed differently because it cut through the noise instead of adding to it. Speaker One was right to point out that his calm, unimpressed tone actually made the moment more intense, as if reminding both fighters that beneath all the chaos, something much bigger and more important was at stake.
And Crawford stated, "Oh, you only got to me."
Yeah, but he really wanted to fight Crawford, and we're gonna call him out after we beat up his boy. You know,
that's still the game plan.
That's
even though you guys have, even if he requires you,
well, he ain't gonna fight us, man. He ain't gonna fight us, man. We've been chasing this guy for the longest. My son is even willing to go up to 160 to fight him. You know, listen, speed kills. You know what I'm saying? Speed kills, and that's why we're gonna beat Shakur. He ain't faster than us, and we're gonna catch him.
He described Teofimo Lopez as a fighter who keeps growing and improving, because what came next, Teofimo Sr. grabbing the microphone again, shifted the mood from emotional conflict to strategic confidence. Speaker One framed it as a father expressing belief rather than throwing insults, highlighting focus, preparation, and a mindset of evolution instead of just reacting to Shakur's provocations.
My son, when I told him, let's go after Colmig, let's go after Lomachenko, let's go after Josh Taylor, and all of those three fights, he was the underdog. You know what I'm saying? And big time. I mean, with Josh Taylor, he was like 23 experts said that he was going to lose. So, and he gave us an amazing performance, and it wasn't the same as the performance he gave with Barbosa's, like the styles have changed all the time. And that's the scariest part about him,
Team Lopez's focus on choosing danger over comfort wasn't by chance, because that story matches Teofimo's career perfectly, from Lomachenko to Josh Taylor. Speaker One pointed out that, whether people agree or not, this isn't a team relying on luck. It's a team confident that their approach can challenge even the most disciplined fighters.
Or
we don't care about that, man. I mean, we're just gonna box this dude, man. We're not going in there for the knockout. We never do. The only fight that my son looked like sloppy was with Kambosos, because he was dying in there, and he said that he felt better when he was attacking more. But we never.
When comparisons to Crawford and Canelo came up, Speaker One admitted they might be exaggerated but explained they're part of the confidence package. Elite fighters don't promote doubt, they promote inevitability. Team Lopez clearly believes that adaptability and relentless pressure can break through Shakur's calm exterior.
We got the experience and the athleticism and the skill set where he can paint any type of picture he wants to on a blank canvas. When I look at Teofimo Lopez, he's almost that. He has a blank canvas, but he needs an outline on what to draw and what to paint inside the line. Now, every now and again, he'll go away from the outline that he had and he'll do something dope, and he'll be like, "Oh, that was cool. That wasn't on the outline right there." But I don't think that he can create on the fly.
The analysis got deeper when Andre Ward and Roy Jones Jr. joined the discussion, because fighters at that level don't talk in hype. Speaker One explained how they viewed the press conference as strategic bait, designed to pull Shakur into emotion instead of letting him fight with precision.
Just painted outline by being as disrespectful as he can at the press conference, because he wants to try to piss this kid off so the kid come fight with him. You understand me? Because with me, he have exactly what he wanted. Because as soon as I go in there, I'm coming straight to his head. You understand where I come from? So, but I think that's what he's trying to get. Yeah, you feel me? But I think that's what he's trying to get Shakur to do. Because why would you say that? What does that have to do with boxing? You feel me? He knows that Shakur has great feet, and he's not gonna be able to catch Shakur if he lets Shakur take his time to do what he does. So he got to try to make Shakur come in and try to kill him, which is what he just was.
Ward and Roy Jones Jr. analyzed Shakur as a fighter who improvises in real time, while Teofimo thrives on structure. This perspective turned the chaos into strategy, making insults feel like calculated moves. Speaker 1 emphasized that Teofimo's real risk is thinking Shakur needs to win individual moments instead of focusing on winning the fight overall.
Always notice, I'm like, dang, when he, if you really pay attention to when he spar, when he fight, he already know what you want to throw before you throw it. Not because he's some type of, boxing guru or anything like that, but because he reading your body language. If you dip to this side, I'm already blocking for a possible hook or uppercut. I don't need to worry about a jab or right hand, because the probability of you throwing that is not even, But so just watching him and sparring him, being in the ring with him, it's like, dang, just him understanding what a person could throw based off their body positioning. It always put him
who actually stood in front of him lines up perfectly with what Ward and Roy were saying.
I always notice, it's impressive. When he sparred or fought, he seemed to know what you were going to throw before you even did it. Not because he's some kind of boxing genius, but because he reads your body language. If you lean one way, he's already set up to block a possible hook or uppercut. You don't even need to worry about a jab or right hand because the chance of you throwing it just isn't there. Watching him in the ring, sparring with him, it's incredible. His ability to anticipate based on body positioning. And hearing that from someone who actually faced him fits perfectly with what Ward and Roy were saying.
I remember when he fought Sandor Martin, every time he threw a right hand to the body, he never had his lead hand up. Sandor Martin was just check hooking him to death. I'm just like when he's just gonna make the adjustment, when he gonna realize that he just keep getting hit with the right hook every time he try to throw the right hand. So those are the small adjustments that he had to make because, sharp fighter, they gonna capture.
Keith Cohen's firsthand experience took the analysis from theory to reality. When someone who actually shared rounds with Shakur explains how he reads body language like subtitles, it proves why Shakur stays calm while his opponents seem completely overwhelmed.
To prepare for him, but also in sparring, because he may have lagged during the slash sparring, so it's a lot, but it's definitely doable. And but this is the time is now. At the end of the day, oh yeah, for sure, I feel like Shakur is gonna outbox him, and it's gonna be a point in time until he kind of get desperate. And that's when the gap is going wide, and then Shakur just.
So he isn't predicting drama or knockouts. He's pointing out how small habits can turn into big problems against someone like Shakur, showing just how tiny the margins are at this level. Speaker 1 tied that insight to Teofimo's past patterns, not to downplay his explosiveness, but to show how discipline can punish repeated mistakes over 12 rounds.